I mean, I think for me, it makes our playoffs a little bit easier than what it was last year because everyone in front of us is a little bit closer to us. So last year, whenever we got into the playoffs, we knew that we needed to capitalize on more bonus points this year. And this year, I think we ended up with a couple more, but just the whole field ended up, or a couple of the guys up front ended up with less points and kind of brought them back to us. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely not a clear-cut group of guys that have a bunch of bonus points that can kind of cruise their way through the system. So gonna have to make sure that you perform every single race, and I think that it's gonna increase the intensity for sure, because you can't have guys that are out there riding around like you could have in years past. I think it was just misfortune early in the year, and just the way that the schedule lays out with Daytona starting the season. That's it's so much is out of your control there. And then we went to California, ended up blowing up an engine. So I think that a lot of it was just circumstantial stuff, and we performed well in those first 5 races. We just didn't have great box scores. So leaving those races, even though we were down in the points, I was still feeling good about our group and how we performed. And we finally started to get the results that we needed after we got some momentum on our side. Yeah, last year's playoff run was a definitely a learning experience, and just not beating yourself. So the first round went decent, even though we had a couple flaws. We were still able to make it through that first round, and then the second round we started off at Las Vegas with a 24th place finish. So just not eliminating ourselves. I think that we have the performance capability in this number 20 group to make it deep into the playoffs. It's just going to be a matter of if we can execute and get away with limiting our mistakes and getting the results that we are capable of getting. Yeah, I mean, I think that the racetracks really play into our hands for sure. I would expect Darlington, Kansas, Homestead, Texas, Vegas, all of those racetracks to be tracks that we perform well at. The Roval is definitely one that we have circled on a place that we need to focus on to get better. That's no secret, but I mean, the tracks are there. So hopefully we're able to execute on the tracks that we're good at and have great showings. And it's always easier said than done, because everyone is going to be bringing their best stuff. So I wouldn't expect the Toyotas to have a huge advantage, but those are our strengths for sure.